Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Todd, Hazel's at work, and Leilani's at school. Well, I'd like to give you an update of what's been going on the past few weeks. First of all, Leilani is doing very well in kindergarten. They've got some strange kind of grading system now where they've changed all the A, B, C, D, F grades to something that will sound less scary and intimidating to kids, and consequently it doesn't really mean as much. But I recognize it for what it was, and it's basically the 5-point Likert scale. Leilani has had one C. All her other grades are A's and B's, and we're very happy with that. Not all of her classmates are doing as well, for whatever reasons, behavioral or, aptitude or whatever. But Leilani seems to have a natural ability to do well. She enjoys school, she enjoys excelling, and we do everything we can to encourage that. We're very proud of her. She's very good at reading and math. For example, her classmates are learning how to count from 1 to 10, and some of the more advanced students are learning how to count to 20. Leilani can count to 100, and she can do it in ones, tens, and with a little coaching, she can do it by fives. So we're pretty proud of her. She's doing well in music class. She loves to sing and dance. She's interested in science, and we're certainly encouraging that. I think whatever she decides to do in life, she'll excel and do well. She enjoys role-playing the part of a teacher. She also likes role-playing the part of a realtor. And she surveys us to see what kind of a house we would like to buy and how many rooms and what colors and what kind of appliances we want and how big is the yard and all that, those kind of questions, which is really cute. I think if she became a realtor, she'd make a lot of money. She's also interested in drawing, and perhaps she could learn computer-assisted design and become an engineer or an animated artist by way of computer. Who knows? But she's very smart, and she enjoys learning, and so we're proud of her. And she has lost her first tooth. So she was excited to get a gold dollar coin from the Tooth Fairy. The tooth disappeared and was replaced by one of those gold dollar Sacagawea coins, and she was thrilled to get that. And so we're just all kinds of excited and happy for her. She brings a lot of joy to our life. Also, speaking of realtors, we have found a Filipino realtor here in St. Petersburg, a lady named Mary Ann, and she is helping us find a home. We actually had a contract that we placed on a house that we really liked, had a huge backyard, 2 bedrooms with a 3rd room set up as an office, and sort of on a double cul-de-sac. It was really a very quiet, peaceful neighborhood, very pretty, not in a flood zone. And so we were all excited. We submitted our bid, but we found out we got outbid by like 3 other people. So it's probably for the best. That loan was based on an FHA loan because both Hazel and myself are first-time home buyers. However, we have since learned through an associate of Mary Ann's who works for Veterans United, they have told us that we can use Hazel's income now to get a VA loan approved between now and the end of 2017. If it goes beyond 2017 to get VA approval, then we'll have to wait for August, because my verifiable income does not start, my pension does not start until January. And they want to see the check deposited in the bank. They won't take the word of the Department of Social Security. I don't know why, but they want to see the actual check deposited, which will happen the third Wednesday of January. And then on top of that, they have a requirement that says my student loan, which is in forbearance, as long as I'm unemployed, which I have been ever since my auto accident 4 years ago, they want to make sure that there is a full 12 months on the forbearance. Now, I'm certified for 2017, and I'm certified for 2018. But on the third week of January, there will only be 11 months and 1 week left on the forbearance. I get recertified in mid-August, so we have to wait for that certification, which will then cover me through all of August, all of 2017 all of 2018 and into 2019. So then I will have like 18 months of forbearance, and at that point I can buy a house using my income plus Hazel's income. So from January until August, it's a no-go zone because of the VA rules. And the VA has a lot of rules, I want you to know. But anyways, even though we lost that house, it's probably just as well. We'll get a VA loan, which means we don't have to pay the mortgage insurance. We will get a much lower interest rate, and they have told me Veterans United would pay for the, forget what they call it, it's like a survey that's done on the house. They'll pay for that too. So that's a pretty good deal. Oh, and not that we need it, but they offer no money down. So, for example, if we got approved for a $200,000 house based on Hazel's income alone, then I could use my savings to pay off the difference. If, let's say, it was a $250,000 house, I could put $50,000 down and get the loan for $200,000, and that would keep our monthly payment low. And then I can use my pension money to add an extra $1,000 a month going directly to principal. And instead of a 30-year loan, we end up having maybe a 15-year loan or less, just by paying money directly to the principal. And I like that. That's a good idea. I don't want to be in a 30-year loan, whether it's VA or FHA. Either way, I want to pay it off in less time than that. Maybe even 10 years if I put more of my savings down. It just depends on what the price of the house is. If the price of the house is $200,000 and I put $50,000 down on top of that, well, we could pay it off in 10 years. But anyways, whatever it is, we have now, Hazel has found 6 other homes that are worthy of looking at. 2 of them are on the water, not the ocean. unfortunately. But one of them is overlooking a small lake, and the other one is on a creek, both of which have beautiful views. I personally like the one overlooking the lake. But all 6 of them are nice homes. They all have big backyards. Some of them would require that we repaint the house and or replace the fence around it. Instead of an old wooden fence, I'd put one of those brand new PVC type fences around it. And also some of the backyards have been covered with cement or, not cement, but stone, you know, like tiles. They put these big cement tiles, or they put a wooden deck, or they cover it with mulch. I don't know why. I like green grass and shade trees. That's what I want. I want green grass and shade trees, and one room of the house which I can use for my office, my den, if you will, my library, where I keep my computer and my books and my DVDs and my toys. I want that room for me. One room, of course, for Leilani, and Hazel can do with the rest as she wishes. I don't care. But that's our plan. That's what we've been working on for the past 4 weeks. Thank God we both have incomes. You know, that's all I can say to that. But Hazel has a good job. It's stable. She's the head teller at a major bank, and they love her there. They need her because, frankly, she knows more about banking than her coworkers do. And so when they get into trouble, they run to her and ask, "Oh, what do we do? What do we do?" And she fixes it. It's not a big deal. She has a head for money. She understands banking, which befuddles me. That's why I leave all of the money concerns to her. She knows what she's doing. I trust her. So she has her income. Starting January, I'll have my income. And actually, so will Leilani, believe it or not. Leilani gets like, I don't know, $775 a month because she's my daughter, and I'm getting a Social Security pension, so now so will she. I don't fully understand the whys and wherefores of that, but I can tell you what we're going to do with it. That money is kept separate. That's for Leilani. We're going to put that in a trust fund, and when she gets up around high school age, we're going to put her into a Catholic school or some other Christian school or private school. Because frankly, public schools, especially at the high school level, can be a little scary. And I went to Catholic middle school and Catholic high school, and I turned out okay. And we had bullies there too, but you know, I remember this one Irish priest that would come along and knock them up the side of the head, and that would straighten them out. And I don't know if they still have those old Irish priests around, but by God, we need a few of them. So anyways, that's the way that's going. As soon as I know more about our home buying process, I will do a vlog just on that. In fact, I'm hoping to get a better quality video camera and take it with us. And I can vlog to you about the houses that we're looking at and considering. They are going to be located mostly in the middle part of Pinellas County, Florida. Specifically the cities of Seminole, Pinellas Park, and Safety Harbor. somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe the most northern part of St. Petersburg we might look at. But that would be the target area. All of those areas are within 30 minutes of drive to Hazel's bank. Oh, and elsewhere in the news, Hazel now has her driver's license. I mean, her regular full operator's license. She's had her learner's permit for a year or more. But I paid for her to have 10 professional driver's lessons. And the first 8 were really required to get her driver's test passed. They're pretty strict as far as driving the driver's test goes. But she had an excellent teacher who trained her very well. At least for 6 of the 8 lessons were focused specifically on how to pass the test. And she did very well on the test. Not perfect. I mean, they found something to check her off on. But she passed. Now she's fully licensed. However, she still has some issues around driving in heavy traffic and intersections. What do you do when you come to that big red meatball? What does that mean again? It's like she knows that you're supposed to stop at a red light. She knows that. But if she's distracted or not feeling well, it has happened that she sailed right into a busy intersection on a red light. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die. So I told her to hit the gas and push through at that point. So she's got 2 more lessons coming up. And that will be focused with the same guy who she really likes. And that will be focused entirely on how to deal with heavy city traffic and how to deal with busy intersections, making the left-hand turns at an intersection. It seems to be a challenge for her. But I'm just so proud of her that she got her operator's license, and I know she's going to get through the next 2 lessons, and then I will take over from there, and hopefully she can handle traffic. We'll start easy, like early morning and late evenings, and work our way up to daytime, trips to the office and so on. And when I feel like she's ready, I'm going to gift her the car that we have now. I'm going to buy some newer kind of a car. And when I'm sure she's not going to crash and burn, pardon the pun, I'll buy her a car as a way of saying, not a new car. I mean, we're talking used cars for both of us. We're not rich. But we'll both have new secondhand cars. And that's my way of saying, congratulations, you're a driver now. Drive yourself to work. So, good for Leilani, good for Hazel. They're both doing very well. Me, I'm hanging in there. I did have a fallback about 10 days ago now. Last Wednesday, not this past Wednesday, but a week ago Wednesday, both Hazel and I ate some of those chicken pot pies, which we got from our local Publix markets. Now, Publix is famous for their branded foods, which is very high quality, and their prices are above average, but they do frequently have buy one, get one values, and their stores are very clean and modern, and their customer service is the best I've ever seen anywhere. However, they had some sale on Swanson's chicken pot pies. And they weren't out of date, but I think maybe they had been out of refrigeration and then refrigerated. Maybe. I can't prove that. But what I do know is both Hazel and I ate them for lunch last Wednesday, a week ago Wednesday, about 10 days ago. And we both immediately had stomach cramps, extreme vomiting. Hazel vomited twice, I vomited thrice. I mean, like gut-wrenching, stomach-emptying vomiting. And then we both had diarrhea. Hazel's lasted about 12 hours. Mine lasted more than 24 hours. I mean, like seriously ill. And I saw a doctor. And even before that happened, I was having a feeling of fullness in my stomach. I was having some stomach cramps and pains and a constant feeling of fullness. And no matter how little I ate, I always felt stuffed, like I just ate a Thanksgiving dinner. So, add on food poisoning to all of that. And my doctor had referred me to a stomach specialist. I don't know what you call him. Enterologist, maybe? Is that a word? I don't know. He specializes in the stomach and intestines. Ugh. But anyways, he put me in a hospital. They did an endoscopy and a colonoscopy simultaneously. The endoscopy is where they stick a tube with a camera and a pair of little tweezers into your mouth, and it goes down your stomach and into your intestines, and that's pretty gross, I know, but that's what happened. And then, of course, the colonoscopy, they go up the other way. And thank God I was thoroughly unconscious for the whole thing. I just laid down on a cot, and they had an IV in my hand or arm. And the next thing I know, I woke up in a hospital bed, and Hazel was with me. And so they said the problem was, well, a couple of problems. First of all, I had polyps, like President Reagan had. And they were not malign or cancerous. They were just ordinary benign polyps. But he removed them all. And then he said I had something called gastritis, which is an irritation of the stomach and bowels. And if left untreated, it can lead to stomach ulcers and even stomach cancer. Mine was not that bad, although it felt bad and it looked bad, but he said it had not progressed to the point where I had ulcers or anything like that. So I have to meet with him in another 10 days or more, and then he will tell me what I have to do different. I know one thing I have to do different is I have to stop taking so much of this stuff, which I have been taking a lot of because of my lumbar pain, and also right now I've got dental pain because I just recently broke a tooth, and that hurts, and sometimes it hurts a lot, and so I take, some Aleve, maybe a little more than I should, a couple in the morning, a couple in the evening, sometimes a couple are in the middle part of the day, But, tooth pain sucks. I mean, I thought lumbar pain was bad, but tooth pain you can't sleep when you got that going on. And he says that is irritating my stomach. and also my beloved Diet Coke. I'm not going to pretend that I'm giving it up. I've already pretended that more than once, and I'm not going to pretend that now. But I am going to be drinking a lot more of this, which is basically water with some lemons in it, and it tastes good. And supposedly water can't hurt you. I mean, I suppose if you drank 3 or 4 gallons all at once, it might do something to you, but 1 glass at a time, I think I'm okay. At least it'll keep me out of the hospital. That's what the doctor says. So I'm going to be drinking that. I've also got some kind of orange soda that I drink. It looks like water, and it pretty much tastes like water. I can't think of the name of it, La Vida or something like that. If you pour 1 can of that into a glass and then top it off with orange juice, the natural kind with some pulp in it, it kind of freezes up and turns into a really yummy slushy drink. So I drink some of that. And so less Coke, more water, more watery like orange soda, and start eating some more bland type foods, less spicy foods, although I don't eat a lot of spicy foods. But apparently what goes in your mouth affects what happens to your stomach. Who knew, right? But anyways, so there it is. I'm back home from the hospital now. I'm feeling fine. I slept all day yesterday, partly because I had to get up at 4 a.m. to drink this liquid laxative in preparation. So I was up from 4 a.m. until 9 a.m. when I got put to sleep. And then I slept, that was Thursday, and then Friday, I slept all day Friday and all Friday night, just unconscious, just out like a light. Now I'm awake, yay. And I feel good. I have to say, I actually feel good. My stomach feels good. My head is clear. And I've only had 1 Diet Coke all day today. So, yay. Oh, and by the way, you remember the exodus we made from Hurricane Irma? The big evacuation lasted 6 days? Well, we all have a souvenir to show for it. Hope you can see this. I survived Hurricane Irma. We all 3 got matching shirts. And why not? So I guess I'll end this vlog by saying we're all good. Leilani's doing real good. Hazel's doing real good. And now, after a trip to the hospital, I'm doing real good too. So if I buy myself one of those GoPro 6s, which they have out now, supposed to be new and improved, I'll do a vlog on the GoPro 6 and unpacking. And then probably the next vlog will be on us shopping for houses. Okay. Sounds like fun. So please stay tuned. I'll be here. I hope you'll be here too. And we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Bye-bye.